that it's wonderful to meet a superintendent who's not being a showboat. It's so unusual to find an urban superintendent who's not standing up and saying, look at the scores, I did it. He didn't do it, you did it. And he knows it. And I met Bill Freeman today, and I admire his tremendous passion for children and his dedication to you and the work that you do. It shines through in everything he says, and it's been an inspiration to meet him. Well, I'm very excited about the community-based school reform that's beginning in San Diego. I know a little bit about it, probably about as much as you do. But what's exciting is that it's not what's coming from Washington. It's what's coming from San Diego. And I think San Diego is going to be a beacon to the nation, because so many other cities are consumed with the scores and proving that they can have higher scores than the next city, and they're dumbing down their kids. And you don't want to do that. So I think that, you know, wherever I go, I tell people about what's happening in San Diego, so you better start doing it. What the economists say, and I have to say it makes me kind of sad to think that everything we say about schools these days comes from economists who never go into schools. But what the economists say is that teachers are the single most influence within the school. They account for about 10 to 15% of variation in student test scores. But about 60% of the variation in student test scores is caused by differences in terms of family and the student, him or herself. And especially poverty. Income levels make a huge difference in terms of students' willingness to learn, readiness to learn. And then whether they even come to school. They're in charge of whether they come to school, or their family's in charge of that, and the teacher can. There's so many factors that are outside the control of the teacher that these measures are very, very unstable. So, looking for solutions. What I can conclude is that we really need to build a great education profession. That's what other nations do. We need to have in every school an experienced and stable teaching staff and not constant turnover. We need principals who are themselves master teachers. We're going in the other direction. The George W. Bush Institute plans to train 50,000 new principals who come from the fields of industry, sports, the military, whatever. And there are many, many now principal training academies where teachers need only a year or two of experience, and then they're trained as principals. But we need experienced principals because they're the ones who will do the evaluating. They're the ones who will go into the classroom and say, that's a great lesson, or I think I can help you, and be able to give you the help. If they've never taught, they can't do that. If they've taught for a year or two, they can't do that either. So we need good, experienced principals. And we need superintendents who are expert educators. We need a strong curriculum in every school, not just testing. I would love to see if there is going to be any new money for education, which given the election yesterday is questionable. I'd like to see that money go into arts and music. And when I met the people in the White House and the Department of Education, I said to them, please use this next reauthorization of the federal law to put an end to high-stakes testing. They said no. They continue to believe that without incentives and sanctions, good things won't happen, although we now have 8 years of No Child Left Behind to prove that it's not true. The Texas miracle never happened. And 8 years of No Child Left Behind has not improved our schools. It's put them on the wrong track. So what I say to you is stand together in support of the work you do, in support of